My name is Al St. Louis. I'm a True Colors model and talent. What's happening? My name is Al St. Louis. I am a spoken word poet, a motivational educator, as well as I'm an actor. Right now I perform in a lot of venues, using my spoken word poetry. I'm also a motivational educator. Like I said, I speak to youth and in the high schools as well as in the universities, talking about self-expression and finding that passion within yourself and being able to create a masterful life out of that. I got started loving hip-hop probably in the early 80s. And I used to live in New York City with my father, and I remember driving down Flatbush one day and I heard this song come out of his car. It was, "Don't push me 'cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head." Man, the first time I heard that song, I was ecstatic. I mean, I couldn't believe this music was coming out, so I cranked the music up to the point that it was so distorted, I couldn't make it out, but I was bobbing my head, I was going nuts because I never heard this before. I mean, I'm sure it was, you know, obviously before me it was going on, but like, this was the first time it really clued into my system. So from then, I just started loving hip-hop. I was finding radio stations and looking for music videos and things where I could hear more of this music. And since then, hip-hop has just been in my blood. So how do you define hip-hop? How do you define something that truthfully is undefinable? I mean, you've got a lot of people who will define hip-hop as music. Some people will define it using clothes, dance. But for me, hip-hop is an art form. Hip-hop is a culture that brings all of these things together: music, dance, art, everything together in one, where a group of people, a nation, a community of people can express themselves through a medium. Well, back in the days, nobody, when hip-hop first came on the scene, there was a lot of noise about hip-hop and that hip-hop was the devil and this was that and hip-hop was bad and all kinds of things. But yet, as a youth, we were able to use hip-hop to express ourselves. We were able to talk about the different things that was happening in our community, the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs, and be able to say, well, this is really what's happening. This is how we feel. We were able to express ourselves poetically. We were able to express ourselves through music and say, this is who we are. So hip-hop, truthfully, throughout the ages has been able to define a race, define a culture, but yet hip-hop has been able to bring everybody together. Hip-hop, truthfully, has come a long way. Hip-hop has gone from the street corners of the boogie down Bronx to the studios, but nowadays hip-hop is even being taught in universities. Hip-hop is being taught in high schools. Hip-hop is used as a tool to help students learn, right? Because they're learning through music. They're learning through the art form. Because if they're passionate about an art, why not show them to go in a specific direction? See, the old school music, like I said, cats were talking about, you know, the different things that were happening in politics and what was going on in the street corners and drugs and the infestations of sex and money and all those other things. But now today, hip-hop is actually used to raise these guys out of the ghetto, raise these guys out of impoverished situations. So hip-hop is used and can be used in such a positive way that our youth today can use it as a vehicle to elevate themselves. Me, would I consider myself an expert? Absolutely. Hip-hop has grown me. From the early 80s when I really first clued into hip-hop music to today in the 2000s where I'm realizing that hip-hop is such a beautiful art form. Now I realize that hip-hop is very poetic, and being a spoken word artist, I'm able to use my spoken word to express myself, just like the youth today are able to use hip-hop and the music to express themselves and again elevate themselves out of impoverished situations. So hip-hop absolutely is one of the most positive art forms out there that we have to benefit our community. What's up, New York City? It's your boy Al St. Louis, and welcome back to Rap City. So check it. I'm gonna bring you some original hip-hop music, and no better place to do it than the Boogie Down Bronx. All week we've been talking about lyricists, right? So the video that's on deck right now is one of my favorite videos from my favorite rappers. He's considered one of the best lyricists of all times. It's Eric B. and Rakim, Paid in Full.